everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in Gold Rush, part 18 of our Weird West D&D 4e campaign. Today is September 2nd, 2024, and you are loved. And that is a very important thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of these games. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards anywhere audio casts are being made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to patreon.com/indooradventures, you can check up on our after show that we like to call Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you have any questions for myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to again join us at patreon.com/indooradventures. But let's say you already support us on Patreon, you already support us on YouTube and Twitch and all of those other wonderful spaces, and you're trying to think to yourself, where can I go to help support this fantastic show even more? Guess what, Acorns? I got your back, quite literally, in fact, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, throw pillows, shower curtains, aprons, clocks. We even have face masks with the symbol of Tiamat upon them, designed by our very own Cyberwolf1201, where the proceeds of all of our merch currently goes to help support Doctors Without Borders. So if you would like to help support a good cause, or possibly help support the show, you can again go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. That is indooradventure, no S at the end, .redbubble.com. But that is it for my opening spiel. So hey, RJ, who you playing today?
Hello everybody, I'm RJ. Today I'm playing Kid the Genasi Sword Mage. I go by he, him, he goes by he, they. We're gonna burn this mother down.
Hello everybody, I'm LBHackEmUp. I've slightly moved my camera, so if you see me go like this a lot, that's why. I'm playing Trisannas, the Wilden Seeker, and I go by she, her, she goes by she, they. And I am also ready to burn this mother down.
It's me now, right?
Yes.
Boy, I'm Cyber. I use he or whatever pronouns. I play Rakel. Rakel is a human shaman. She goes by she, her.
I'm the indoor adventurer, he, him, and tonight I shall be playing Iskra the Xenovirus, also known as Ruth to his friends. Goes by he, him, and is a human prospector. / ranger. I suppose ranger is the right word I'm going on.
I was just gonna go with it. Like, it seemed so right. Hey everybody, I'm Wings. I'm the DM for this here Rootin' Tootin' adventure. It's been a hot minute, so let's get started with the recap. So that we all remember what was going on when we last played. Session 17, a tense meeting with Foreman Firearms ended in violence. The posse launched a surprise attack and burned down the factory, confiscating a piece of soul coal, the mysterious substance powering the necromantic artifice of Lethe Springs. Fleeing the smoldering wreckage, the posse inspected their piece of soul coal and found that it was made of the incorporeal bodies of ghosts! ! Using the coal, they were able to track their way up a dry riverbed to the Wishing Well and met Smalls, an old spectral friend of Triss. They discovered the abandoned well was the intended destination for soul coins, and the natural order of things had been disrupted, causing the spring to run dry. Later that night, Ruth witnessed the mysterious stranger that's been tracking the party assassinate a crew of rail-building automatons, but when Ruth approached them, they disappeared. So I guess that leaves me to ask, does Ruth just go straight back to camp? Or is there some investigations done by the old man on this night?
Oh, I think that there is a little bit of investigation that's going to go on with this one. Mostly because he wants to, I think this would probably be, I'm going to hope it's a perception check. It'll most likely default to like Arcana or something. I kind of want to get a sense of the kind of magic that's being used by our skull-faced friend. Like, is this is this law or is this something else that's letting them like just teleport around and be spooky?
You know, it sure is an Arcana check.
Yep.
A perception check would be to like see where he went, or to determine like if there had been magic done here.
Yeah.
You can do a perception check if you want to.
Okay.
Arcana isn't necessarily going to, or anything but Arcana is not going to give you like in-depth answers on the nature of the magic. You know what I'm saying?
I think I'll still try for perception then, because it's the difference of a 2 and a 9 for bonuses.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's fine. That just tells you the flavor of information you get.
25 on a perception.
25. All right. So when you were here last, you witnessed this figure murder a bunch of skeleton artifices, and then vandalize the railroad to render it inoperable. You have this heightened ability to sniff out gold in unconventional places. In this area, concentrated in this area where a lot of that magic was cast, I've said this many times before, that like in this world, gold permeates everything. It's in the air, it's in the ground, it's in people's bodies. There is a stronger concentration of gold here than there is normally. And it leads you to wonder, is this person keeping the gold that they're using for their law? Because there seems to be an awful lot of byproduct.
Yeah, I think.
And now that you think of that, there is a particular use of law that you have seen that is similar to that. You're wearing it on your head.
Oh, if it's like an enchantment thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Gotcha. Huh. Yeah, I think at this point Ruth would start making his way back to the party. I know that he initially hadn't planned on being out so long or so far from the rest of the group. But you know what? Some shit happened.
The snare that Rakel uses to protect the camp, I believe this time it was a bunch of hornets, like a specific kind of hornet.
Paper wasp with scorpion tails.
Paper wasp with scorpion tails, yeah. So like there's just like this fucking swarm of paper wasps that kind of like parts as Ruth re-enters camp. Just barely though, just enough for him to squeak by.
Hey, Ruth, I think he'll pop in and then just immediately, like, smell one of his pits. Like, is the reason the bugs avoided me? Like, did I do something? But no, he'll come back. I don't know if anyone else was up on, like, a watch or anything like that. I think Rakel might have been.
I believe it was Rakel that was on watch with you, yeah.
Yeah, Ruth will, he'll come back and he'll sort of, like, be looking over his shoulder and say, well, I caught eyes on our skull-faced stranger. Didn't get a word in edgewise, but I don't think they're hunting us for our bounties, if that makes sense. Because I was sat within 10 feet of them, and they had the opportunity to, well, make me a pile of coin, and they chose not to.
Do you have a death wish?
Well, sometimes.
Can you not act on it right now?
Can do. Sorry, ma'am. I will plant my keister right here and have a long think about it.
Right.
And I think Ruth is, like, he's not going to leave the area. He'll do the rest of his watch as best he can, but he is definitely preoccupied thinking about, because it's the bandana that has, like, bone thing, like idea,
Sort of a
iconography.
skull motif on the
Yeah.
bandana. Yep.
It looks like Ghost from Call of Duty. Yeah. Yep, that's all I had planned for Ruth.
Okay. I would say that sunrise comes fairly soon after. Down here in the valley, a lot of the sun is obscured by the miasma. So it is kind of dispersed and overcast, but well enough that you can tell day from night. When you escaped from the factory and quickly ransacked Foreman Firearms' office before you did so, you were able to pick up a number of files with some paperwork. And I had mentioned that that was a good roll, and you guys succeeded in that skill challenge. So I think that you got enough information that you could use it to help with planning whatever it is you have in store for the town of Lethe Springs. I will remind you that the Baron has been made aware of the attack and will be returning within a certain amount of time. He's going to be returning on the Sky Rail. And typically the Baron does not leave the Sky Rail. It makes... What is it? It makes it stop. Sorry, I was going to say it makes port, and I'm like, that's not what trains do. It makes it stop at the Skyrail station, and it stays there for whatever amount of time it takes for negotiations to take place, and then it leaves again, not to be seen again until negotiations during the next payment cycle, essentially. So that is the information that I'm able to give you now. But if you want more information, I'd be happy to answer questions or make rolls.
I think we have to go scout it out, right? Because we wanted to blow it up.
We wanted to set a dastardly trap and fill the station to the gills with dynamite and other such goodies. But we need to stake it out first, I believe was what we were saying. And that's why I gave everyone so much dynamite last time.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Okay. Well, we want to go and stake out the Skyrail station. Is that correct?
Yes, please.
Okay. I believe we can do that.
Could we turn this into a fun skill challenge?
Perhaps, if I can think of enough reason. Like, usually when we do skill challenges, it's kind of like high energy, like time limit based. But you absolutely can do skill challenges to cover longer swaths of time. We've done it before for travel, I believe. Gathering information about a job and then doing that job, I believe a skill challenge could cover that, yeah. So,
Because I imagine we also want to try to avoid detection so that people don't know what we're up to.
And yeah, the consequences of a failed skill challenge here are pretty clear to me, actually. So yeah, why don't we do a skill challenge?
I only ask because would that mean we also get another action point?
Oh my god.
Well, you have just done a long rest. Excuse me, hold on. Just done a long rest, so you would refresh with 1 action point.
Got it.
And then, sure. Do you want an action point if you succeed in this skill challenge?
I'm just asking.
it's a good reward. I just realize that I often give it as a reward
Well, if it ain't
for
broke,
succeeding in a skill
yeah.
challenge.
Because we already did a long rest. It's 2 encounters.
It's
per
every
long
2
rest.
encounters you get one. Yep.
Yeah. Should have asked before we long rested. Damn it.
All right. Is the only reason you asked for a skill challenge so you can get another action point?
Yeah. That was totally my intent. I'm not hiding it.
Well, okay then.
It's also a fun mechanic, and I wish to explore it more.
That feels like I'm just being placated.
Well, yes, but also it's true.
What is our goal here? Our goal is to scout out the Skyrail station.
To blow up the
And-
Skyrail station.
To scout out the Skyrail station and to gain information that would help with the plan of blowing up the Skyrail station when the Baron comes in? Is that what we're going with?
Sure.
I do
Correct me.
declare,
I'm asking you.
before we go to blow up the sky rail and plan for that element of things, do we want to look at the wreckage of the factory that we destroyed yesterday, just to make sure?
I mean, that
No.
could be. Oh, okay.
Yeah?
I was
No.
gonna say that could be a part of the skill challenge, honestly. Like, I feel like this skill challenge is covering the prep work up to the job.
This is our prep montage.
Yeah. Yes. You've already made all of the dynamite, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay then.
You got
Let's
it.
roll initiative for a skill challenge. Oh, shoot. Oh my
Yes.
gosh. Here's something that I probably should have told you before we started, like, committing ourselves to this whole blow up the Skyrail plan.
Sure.
The Skyrail goes straight to Cloudfort Pass. It bypasses the Palisades.
Lane?
So if you blow up the Skyrail, you lose a possible resource to take you to the Palisades.
Yeah, we could just repair it with law again, right?
It's not made of law.
We could just repair it with law again, right?
Make
Sure.
our own sky
You
rail.
can try that.
With blackjack.
Yeah, with blackjack.
And hookers.
Hookers, mhm.
And much more
Sure.
room for activities.
I bet that will work.
Look, if we just subdue the Baron and force him to take us.
Give
Have
me
you
some
ever tried
time.
subduing a bear?
I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just letting you know
Yeah.
the things
mean-
that you would know.
Give me some time to make these sticks of dynamite more concussive than anything else.
All right, let's get into this preparation then. We have initiative.
Ah.
Is everybody in?
Low.
Kid? Rolling first?
No
What
way.
year is this?
More likely than you think.
It's very out of the ordinary. Rakel does not have the tiebreaker on her initiative, and
Which
she
means
might very
She
well
always
have
goes last. In the event of a tie.
her dexterity is only a 12 anyway, so she would go after Ruth anyhow. So I suppose you could choose to go last in the event of a tie if you want to. I'm hearing
I
this
just
was
wasn't here for
intentional.
the first session where that was decided, so we're just rolling with it.
Rolling. Okay. Well, at the top of the initiative, we have Kid. The intent here is to scout out the town and make plans and make preparations for confronting the Baron when he arrives in the Skyrail. How does Kid contribute to this particular venture?
overlooking the town, he pulls out he uses some law and fashions himself a spyglass, and he's going to look over the town and look for potential avenues of escape they can use, and like, there's probably a heightened guard presence, so he'll take like an hour kind of remembering routes.
Go for it.
Can I use insight?
What you described to me sounded
Would
an
be
awful lot like a
perception.
perception. Can you rephrase it in a way that would make insight more applicable?
Okay. Using insight on the town to gather information on best routes to escape from the Baron if they needed to, and also like guessing guard patrols where they would go in an event of like a security breach at the train station.
Sure. Okay.
13 will not do it, probably.
I'm afraid not. This place, it's as if the town is of two minds. There are parts of the town that are in chaos, running like people running about as like a kicked anthill, and then there are other parts of the town that are completely like shut down. Like you can see like windows getting boarded up. You can see people putting close signs out on their doors. Like streets that were normally very well populated are now empty, as though they're anticipating something nasty.
Too chaotic.
But as far as like inferring anything from this behavior, you're drawn a blank. They seem to be reacting to the fact that the factory was exploded. That's about as much as you can put together. Ruth.
Okay. I think Ruth wants to get a better sense of the robots that we've been seeing. Like, are they receiving commands from a central point, or are they more like assigned a job and then sent around?
That's I like where you're going with that.
Like,
what skill do you want to roll for that?
I think that would be a good use of perception to sort of follow what they're doing and see and like kind of track down if they are coming from like a central hub.
Track their movements.
Yeah,
and
because
figure out what they're about. Okay.
if they are all being like, we know that they're powered individually by their cores, but if we can still render the processes inert, then we don't have to fight a shit ton of giant robots when we go to blow up the Baron. So kind of like trying to figure out a way to get these worker bees taken care of.
Okay.
An 18.
It's a high number, but not high enough for this level.
Hey. Okay. Then I would like to use my action point.
Okay.
Yeah. 22.
22. That's better. Okay. I think that Ruth spends some time just kind of tracking patrols throughout the city, and is trying to figure out their point of origin, and struggles to do so until he realizes that their point of origin has been destroyed. The factory was what was the main like churner of these pieces of artifice. But you are also able to put together that like the sort of last second pivot that they've done is they now seem to be coming from the barber shop, the building that contains Daisy Graves' workshop. Like the new ones, the new models are not necessarily
up to the same code.
Yeah, they're not on model. Like everything that was made before seems to be like based off of some sort of blueprint. These ones are a little bit more ramshackle, a little bit more thrown together, a little bit more chaotic.
Okay. Gotcha.
And she is pumping them out at an alarming rate.
It's almost
Rakel.
like we killed her husband.
Rakel wants to check in with the cycle. So what before the miasma was interrupted, there was no decomposition, there was just death. So I want to try and like put my hands into the earth and see if there is any activity from like the mycelium network. See if there's activity in the ground enough to maybe get some sort of spiritual insight of like, oh, is the skyship coming? In the same way that like trees would if the forest was on fire.
Got it. Okay.
Sending
Yeah.
signals to the mycelium network.
So what you're trying to do is that you're trying to tap into nature,
Mhm.
and use it to determine like the ETA of the Baron.
Right. Which would only really be a thing if nature was healing.
Sounds good to me. All right. Sounds like a nature check.
Yep.
18.
Action
you've
point.
already- Okay.
Nature, please.
All right. Okay. An 18, as we've already established, will not make it, but a 25 certainly will. I believe you have to go to several different points of the city to try. It's like trying to get a signal. You know, like it's just there's bad cell service in this area.
I've restarted the router like 3 times. Please,
Exact-
Google, respond.
It's Cox down in my area, Google. Yeah. So, you have to go to several different places before you're able to get sort of a response. And I'll say it's out in that big field of felled trees that you're finally able to get a response. Yes, the Baron is on his way. He will be here within 24 hours. In fact, with a roll like that, I think you're able to pin down pretty much exactly when he's going to arrive.
Yo.
Wait. I just like take some of the decomposing rat and put it into the ground for the mycelium as a treat.
By also having this rat on you, you're able to kind of like have tabs on the recovery rate of the cycle in this area. There was some rapid movement from the egg, which swelled from the size of a thumbnail, like a little hummingbird egg. It is now closer to the size of, I'm gonna say like goose egg. You reckon like this could get about to the size of an ostrich egg, but like it has started to slow down at this point. There's still more work to be done. Triss, it is your turn.
Okie dokie. So I want to know I want to know more about Colt's wife, Daisy,
Yes.
whom I already don't like. So I'm gonna go talk to Dead Man Hands.
Oh.
I'm gonna use the resource I already have to get some information. This could not be a nature check, so I guess I'm not really good at diplomacy. But I am good at intimidation.
Oh, okay.
Not that I think I need him to be scared of me, but I think I need him to understand how serious I am about this. So I will approach Deadman Hands.
We could even interpret the intimidation as you even being able to get to him, because he's like he just won a bunch of soul coins recently in a particular gambling ring. So he's kind of like he's in a penthouse now. Like even getting to him is going to be difficult. So yeah, let's see an intimidation for that.
Let's see.
Okay.
25.
Right. We know a 25 is a success. We're looking pretty Gucci here today. Let me go ahead and mark that one. You guys are halfway to a partial success, which is pretty good in round 1. All right.
So Triss, the door to the penthouse opens as Triss has pushed aside the 2 spirits that were guarding the door. And she's kind of holding her hands up as the door opens, and then she kind of like lets them go and walks in, like very locked in on Deadman Hands.
Let's see. I wonder how he would react to this. I think he's like standing in front of a window, probably a glass of like ghost scotch in his hand. He's wearing a smoking jacket. He turns around and he's all like, I don't believe we had an appointment.
No, we did not. But I need some more information. Very quickly.
I think we might be able to make a deal.
You see, Mr. Colt Firearms is dead. The factory's been burned.
You have been busy.
I intend to put his wife in the ground as well, but I need information on her and what she can do.
All right. Working a little bit fast there, but I can work with it. What do you need?
What are her capabilities? What is her specialty? How can I get to her best?
Better question is, what isn't her specialty? She's kind of a jack of all trades around here. You may have heard that she is the dentist and the barber and the surgeon. Oh my goodness. Sorry, Morticia's being so cute right now. I'm running a game, sweetie. She brought her worm to me. Honey, no.
It's okay. We can pause for the worm.
I can't. Let me throw this down the stairs really quick.
Please,
so
go
sorry.
ahead.
Throw the worm again, mother.
She was so cute. Did you guys get the Snapchat of Morticia playing on the stairs? So cute. She was being a little nutball.
Would you still love me if I brought you a worm?
Connor, we've always loved you. You don't have to ask that question.
Yeah. Abaddon will grab the little fuzz balls, like a toy that look like it just has a bunch of fuzzies on it, and she like walks around with it in her mouth, just yelling.
Yeah.
Or like, I have got something, and then she'll walk into my room and drop it, and then go. Oh, like, thanks,
gaze upon my treasure.
Exactly. She's a sweet girl. There's 5 cats in this house, and none of them are in here.
Might have been where Morticia got it, actually. She does the same thing. She carries around the worm and yells until I come and throw it for her. Okay,
My
sorry.
bad.
Hello, sorry, my name's Deadman Hands. This displacer beast, it won't leave.
It's just so cute.
It sure does like its little jingly toy, though.
It's just a rattlesnake skeleton.
Yeah. And the displacer beast's in the corner, like, rattles it, like...
Mr. Hand. How can I... Very bluntly, how can I kill her quickly?
I don't know if there's a quick way about it. She's armed to the gills, and every artifice around her is also armed to the gills.
How many people does she usually keep?
How many? As many as she can fit. And then when she runs out of those, usually there's enough corpses for her to come up with something else.
So she's a necromancer.
Indubitably.
Hmm.
Necromancer, artificer, butcher, baker, candlestick maker.
Hmm. Well, do you know whereabouts she is today?
I believe she's holed up in her workshop.
It seems that the power has transferred to her from.
For the time being. But in not too long, the Baron's gonna roll into the station. And she always shows up for budgeting.
So we can hit two birds at one time. Might be more difficult that way. This Baron, does he have power as well? Does he have law?
Oh, the Baron. Like there's a chill that kind of like enters the room. It's pretty clear that he's a little bit nervous talking about the Baron.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will say, once this is over, you spirits will enter into your normal cycle. I don't think you'll be able to remain as long as you would have before. You might want to make some preparations.
Well, that may be the case for somebody a little bit less privileged than me. I reckon there's going to be a little bit of a, how do you say, an old-fashioned power vacuum?
Hmm.
Don't worry, I promise I'll use my powers for good.
Then perhaps you can lend a hand when the time comes.
If there's anything that I got, it's a helping hand.
She gives him a nod.
Especially for you, mistress.
Mr. Hand. She'll walk out.
All right. Yeah, okay, cool. Little scene there in the midst of that there skill challenge. Cool. I already marked that as a success. We're moving into round 2. Kid, you're at the top of the round.
Okay. Could I use my Arcana?
I'm sorry, I just saw the Barbie comment in the chat. Go on.
Can I use my Arcana as a way to draw these constructs over to one side of the city so that they're busy over there for when the Baron arrives, like a sort of crime spree through a city block.
I see. Okay, yeah. You're trying to make a distraction is what you're saying.
Essentially, like, trying to do a feint, like, hey, we're gonna do some stuff in this part of the city.
Make it seem like you guys are gonna attack during, like, the Baron's visit, and it's all like, oh, we're over here. It's all like, no, it turns out you're
No,
over here.
we're gonna be, like, right in their face.
Okay, yeah, go for it, totally.
28.
Oh my god, kid.
I
Yeah,
imagine...
I was just gonna let the numbers decide exactly how effective this was, but yeah, do describe, please, for me.
It is a bunch of ghosts milling around, like, I don't know, a old bakery. The door to one of the upper levels gets kicked in. Kid spins his revolver and clicks it shut, firing 3 times in the air. Waits for the crowd, sees that there's no response. Throws his hands back as 6 more 6-shooters come out, and he just starts unloading into the air.
Oh my god, that's you,
He's like, "You better run!"
you fucker, you know I love gun wizards. All right. Okay, cool. I believe that this would be enough to cause a bit of a panic in the ghost populace. So we've got ghosts running away from you. We've got artifices running towards you. You're able to distract the bulk of the enforcement around here. I'm gonna say that like Daisy Graves' private coterie is, you know, like they stay on her all of the time, so you're not able to get all of them, but like the army basically is well distracted. All right, success. Mr. Ruth.
I think that while the workers and everyone are being distracted thanks to Kid, now is the time to plant their dynamite and figure out a way to like have like a plunger contraption so that way they can ignite it from afar. Just
That's
like a
so
fire
fun.
in the hole.
I love that for us. Okay, yeah. Hell yeah.
What would I need for that? Would a stealth check be a good example of this?
You know, let me look at the list. I feel like you could make a good argument for stealth. But I feel like there are some neglected skills on this list that I could also propose. Um, I would be willing for this to be a dungeoneering. I don't know if you have any of that though.
I don't. Dungeoneering's at a 4, stealth is at an 8, so I could
Cool.
dungeoneer and attempt to
I'm
it.
I'd be willing to rule this as a dungeoneering. Yeah, aside from that, I think stealth is decent enough anyhow.
Okay.
Like the actual planting of the dynamite and stuff like that, I'm imagining that's like I'm interpreting dungeoneering as that being like prospector shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Oh, you know
which
what?
is not a thing I told you when you were building your character, so like it makes sense why you don't have any. But yeah, stealth works for me.
Okay. Stealth, a 24.
A 24 is a success, my dude. All right, so you're planting dynamite.
Yes.
Give me an idea of like what the intent is. Like what like how are you placing it? Like is this like or is this fucking scorched earth? Are we like trying to destroy the sky rail beyond use? Are we just trying to disable it? Like are we trying to cause collateral damage? What is the intent
Mix
when
of
you are
collateral
placing this
damage
dynamite?
and rendering it inert, like dealing as little damage as I can to it. That being said, I don't think that it's going to be like even set on both sides of where the sky rail would be.
Mm-hmm.
The current plan is to line it on one side, like put it all underneath the right side of the railing, so when it comes to rest and then explodes, it pops up onto
Makes
its
it
side.
knock over. I like that. Yeah,
So that
that's
way it's
smart.
no longer connected to the rails. It won't break most of it that we know
It's
of.
like there will be damage, but like you could potentially salvage it later if you
Exactly.
need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. I like that for you, Ruth. That's pretty smart. Here's one thing that I'll say as you are actually like in the Skyrail station, digging around and making your little foxholes and burying dynamite in strategic locations. Um, you do have to sneak around because you find yourself in what I can only describe as a boneyard. It is a an area of the tracks where like there's just kind of like spaghetti as far as the rails go. Um, some pieces of it having abandoned boxcars on it. There are like various locomotives that have been stripped for parts. And as you are sneaking around this area, there are skeletons and various like um, artifice that is busy, you know, stripping these locomotives for parts, but also seem to be on the lookout for the likes of you. Um, You find yourself in what appears to be an abandoned carnival. There is a carousel that is dilapidated. There are various signs advertising different attractions and whatnot. And you come across one sign with a stylized drawing of a woman with a familiar paper white pattern to her skin. And it says Madame Birch written on this sign.
If I took the sign, could I dust it to essentially carry it with me?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. I want to do that. I want to save it for Triss. I don't know if she liked this picture of her or not, but, you know, this is a thing from her past. Maybe she'll enjoy it.
Okay. I need to record another success. You guys are now at a partial success. We're going for gravy now. 2 more successes and you get a full one. Rakel.
I'd like to scout out a potential hiding and lookout spot in order to place a blind for us to have a vantage point.
Okay, that works for me. I feel like you're out on the same mission with Ruth. Ruth is busy burying dynamite, and you're also creeping around the abandoned fairgrounds, the boneyard, if you will, looking for a good vantage point to wait for the Baron to arrive.
Yes. I would like to proceed. 30.
Oh my god. Yeah, okay. Gosh. LB, do you have any input on what would be a particularly good place to wait for the Baron? In what is basically the remains, the dregs of your past carnival.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, you could easily prop up, like, one of the... Oh, nope. Let's do it. Triss's old tent.
Okay.
There is, I mean, it's white and black, with... It almost looks like camouflage coloring on the outside. It doesn't really stick out as opposed, like, to the other ones, but inside there is you do see a crystal ball that is not, there's no law in it at all. It's just a crystal ball.
And it's literally
and it's
just glass.
yeah. And then a small table and chairs in there, so it'd be easy to sort of prop it up and even have a nice little place to sit.
Let me paint you a scene. Ruth sees from like several yards away this familiar visage of Trisannas. And it's a very like stylized version of her. Like it's almost like completely symmetrical, this design of her, and her like eyes are like rolled back with these like sort of pure white, like it's to make her look like kind of spooky, otherworldly, like she's clearly channeling some sort of spirit. And like got these kind of like scary claw hands surrounding a crystal ball in front of her. It says Madame Birch on it. And as you approach it, just sort of all like, huh, I think that might be Triss. The tent flap suddenly opens and there's Rakel.
I think like Ruth just recoils a little bit. Just like not expecting to see another person.
I found a spot to wait.
Oh, excellent. Quickly dusts the Madame Birch. Where are we hiding?
Here.
I'll believe it. Ruth.
You turn around and realize that, yeah, actually this is a pretty good vantage point.
You got a good eye for this kind of thing.
All right, let us add.
I imagine that entire conversation is to the tune of very distant gunshots.
Okay. Speak of the person that we were talking about. Triss, it's all you. One more success, and we have a full success on our hands. And it would be really impressive if you did it now because you wouldn't even need the third round.
Let's go. Triss is going to try to commune with the spirits as a whole. I know that I guess I have a question. The dealing with Daisy, from what the conversation, do I believe that she is a necromancer in the terms of like resurrecting corpses, or is she a spirit commander as well?
That's a good question. Is this question going to inform how you roll next? Or do you
Kinda.
want this information to be tied to your roll?
Because I want to see how powerful she is. I basically want to get a leg up on the combat with her. I want to see if I can like kind of out manipulate
If there's
things
anything that you
from
can
her.
do to like, okay, sure. I feel like this might be this. I'm gonna give you two options here.
Okay.
You can either roll to like determine like the extent, the source, the method of Daisy Graves' power over spirits. Or you can roll to try and draw some spirits out of Lethe Springs and convince them to go to the Wishing Well rather than linger in Lethe Springs.
Try to, okay.
And then maybe perhaps at the Wishing Well ask around about Daisy Graves.
Yeah. I think I'll try to get spirits out of town
Okay.
to try to maneuver them to the well.
We're thinking nature here?
Yeah.
All right.
18.
18, I'm afraid, is not a success.
I mean, how do we start with just one action point?
You do start with one action point.
I'll use it. Why not?
Okay.
I rolled a 5, okay?
Yeah, that's it. 26 is better. 26 will do it.
Yeah.
26 will get the job done with a full success before round 3 even hits the books. All right. Triss, you usually, like, your power over spirits is usually like face to face, sort of like asking politely kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
I think that like you are able to go to the spirits that seem the most lost, the most scared, that are suffering the most from the chaos in Lethe Springs, and give them the people with no place else to go, and you're able to give them direction and send them to the place that they should have been all along. And there is a quiet smattering of a procession down to the Wishing Well, and word spreads throughout the town over the next few hours. And what starts off as a group of like 5 to 10 people quickly swells into dozens of spirits lingering around the Wishing Well. And they gradually start making deposits into the pump, and by the end of this day, there is a steady, if small, stream emitting from the pump. Asking around about Daisy Graves, you're able to determine that she has no law, and any amount of power that she exerts over the spirits in Lethe Springs is purely due to her manipulating soul coins or soul coal. And what you're able to glean from at least one person is that Daisy Graves has a policy of don't waste anything. Everything has a purpose. There is no such thing as garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can make something out of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
In fact,
Okay.
one thing that I think Smalls is probably the source of a lot of this information, actually.
Mm-hmm.
He has a lot of big thoughts about Daisy Graves' process.
Mm-hmm.
It's that... Let me collect my thoughts here.
Mm-hmm.
Lethe Springs, according to the Baron, according to Graves and Firearms, is intended to be a haven from those safe for the lawless, safe from people who have law. And Daisy is really incredible in the sense that she found a way to leverage the one thing that the lawless can do that those with law cannot. And it's die and leave a ghost behind.
Mm. That bitch. Do I know how she's manipulating the soul coins? Is it just like you have them and then you can like use the
Her
ghosts?
machinery.
Okay.
She usually she strips down locomotives and then rebuilds them into inventions and machines that run on soul coal, essentially.
Okay. So without her
And
machine, she's nothing.
as it turns out, corpses make particularly good material to build artifices that run off of soul coal. They just work really well together for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Cool.
So, all of this to say, and that was a pretty good roll, and also, like, you guys have a full success from this skill challenge, so I think that your initial intent of this roll was to try and figure out if you could get a leg up on her. What would her weak point be? It's not a direct weakness on account of the fact that there's no law involved in this artifice. But you specifically do have power over spirits, and soul coins and soul coal is made from spirits. It would be difficult for you, but you could probably leverage that power in sabotaging her constructs.
Noted. Thank you.
All right. Well, that's that. Everybody go ahead and grab an action point for your success. You are also not going to suffer the consequences of people being on to you because you were not detected. And you guys are ready for when the Baron arrives.
I would like to do one more thing before the Baron arrives.
Are we going to fight the Baron and then fight her, or are we gonna fight her and then the Baron, or are we just gonna...
I think we're gonna have to fight them together because she's gonna have to be there meeting the Baron.
I mean, we could kill her first.
Yeah, she won't meet him if she's dead.
Well, that might scare off the Baron.
There.
How is he gonna find out?
She's not standing there.
No, I mean, like, how is he gonna, like, because she must have relayed the message the first time that Firearms died. So if she's dead, who's gonna relay the message to the Baron that she died? In which case he would just show up, assuming that she would still be there. That's my thought for it.
Jacob, you narc.
Yeah, Jacob Crow's gonna tell him.
No! Not my boy.
I'm sorry, Triss, we're friends, but job security is a thing.
Oh my
Not in
god.
this economy. Holy.
Especially in this
Golly.
economy.
Yeah.
Oh, bless. What did Rakel want to do before the Baron arrives?
Sorry.
At the station,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to plant a corpse flower.
Oh,
It's a snare.
okay. I am aware of a corpse flower. It is quite large, usually grows to be about 6 feet in size. It is the largest flower there is.
Cool. Well, I have
And
a 2x2 square, and it's a spirit.
you're
It's
putting
a
up a
spirit plant.
snare.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh. Is this directly, are you placing it where you expect the train to fall? Like,
Yeah. Well, specifically where the Baron would disembark from the train, but
that's the
essentially
thing.
I am planting it, and should he step on it, boom, corpse flower. It's very stinky. He is immobilized by the stank.
Okay. Let me put it this way. The Baron does not disembark from the train. This is something that you would know from the paperwork. But someone does need to embark the train, if you know what I'm saying.
Then I'll do that.
All
Still.
right. Cool. All right. Great. Awesome. Wonderful. Excellent. We have made some good plans here. I have guzzled about 12 ounces of Mountain Dew in the past hour. So I'm going to say we should take a break before we really get into the meat of this thing.
Sounds good. So we're going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes. Don't go no place unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. Pick yourself up something nice, and we'll see you all shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon. Hello. We are back. We have returned. Our skill challenge was a success, but what does that mean for our intrepid heroes? Danae, take us away.
Hello, I am here, and so are my friends, and we are playing this wonderful game together. When we left off, they had taken great pains to stage an ambush on the Rail Baron of Lethe Springs. Rakel had set a snare in front of the place where the sky rail was to make its stop, and in hopes that they would catch somebody who is trying to board the rail. Now I got a question. You can set it to only go off for certain people. Are you going to set that for a particular creature or just anyone who tries to board the train?
Anyone who tries to board the train.
Okay, works for me. Cool. Great. So glad you said that. All right. Our posse is holed up in Madame Birch's tent, awaiting the arrival of the Skyrail, which, what do you know, is fated to arrive at midnight.
Tristan's kind of like walks over. You guys are like, look. She's like, oh, all right.
You have some time as you're waiting for the Skyrail to arrive. Is there any conversations that occur regarding this?
I think Triss is kind of looking around at the inside. It is probably quite a little dilapidated at this point. It's not set up perfectly. And she like looks to Rakel and says, do you pick this place with any purpose other than it was a good spot to look out?
No.
A lot of memories come back in this room. You can call it a room.
What would you call it? Right now, I'm
A
just calling it a
tent.
blind.
This is where I spent my time when I was in the circus.
Oh shit! No,
Hmm.
I didn't pick up on that. I didn't pick up that this place was like your old. No.
Mm. She picks up the crystal, the glass ball. She kind of looks at it.
So like
People,
this whole ass time you were going through like nostalgic trauma.
I don't know if you call it trauma, but it was, I mean, here particularly, it is bringing back the memories, as I said. I
And
spent a few years here.
and how like are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine. I was here with a purpose, and that was making money and not friends. Made one, made two. And everyone else didn't find me very enjoyable. So I kept to myself, kept to this tent quite often. And well, I won't say I swindled people out of money, but I did provide a service of sorts. They assumed I could channel the spirits through, and she motions to the glass ball through this, and really I just spoke to the spirits around me and found out little bits of information. It was mostly just giving people a chance to let go and say goodbye.
So has anything gotten better since you left, or has everything just been going to shit since you
For
got
me
back?
personally,
Yeah.
well, I was on my own for a bit, trying to figure out a different way to make money for my people, of course. And then I met Mr. Ruth and Mr. Kidd, and they kind of showed me that the living aren't always as bad as I thought them to be. And then you came in and you showed me what I was like when I first came to this realm, to these people. And I think I have come a long way. I think I'm in a place that is better, especially from where I was when I was in here.
It it seems like since we got here, nothing has been going right, and you and I in particular have been on edge. I don't know how much of that was from just coming back here or maybe seeing how things change, but I just do you still want to burn this all down? I'm assuming yes.
When I arrived here, there was a wrongness. There was an unbalance to this place. The cycle, as you know, was disrupted. Found out that the spirits are being used for nefarious and downright wrong circumstances, and we have righted that in a way, but I won't say I'm one for vengeance, but I am ready to see this ended, and I will do so with whatever power I have. If we can burn the establishment to the ground, not necessarily the town, because the spirits didn't do anything wrong. It's the people in charge, as it usually is. Once they're dead and their spirits are kicked back as people with law. Well, one of them, Miss Daisy, she will become a ghost. And I might have a little bit of fun with that.
I don't care.
Chris, you take all the time you need.
She was the one who done trapped Kid and I, put us in those metal chairs, and made us fight against all the monsters of the deep. Whatever she has coming to her.
And for that alone, I would send her spirit in all sorts of directions, bits and pieces, and, well, I won't get into details, but what she's done to this area, well, can do many things with spirits. Usually I just ask them nicely and they do as I like. But a spirit is a lot of different things. It can be manipulated in many different ways. That's why I use my power for good, Mr. Ruth.
I am glad that you are on our side.
Thank you.
Because the idea of having my soul get turned into tiny little motes and sent off into different areas of the world. Whew!
Oh, I couldn't do that with your soul, Ruth.
Well, good. It's probably, hopefully, because we're friends.
Well, of course, but also because you won't become a ghost when you die.
Oh, right, yeah. No, there is that.
The tent flap rustles open. Kid walks in, pulling down his bandana. Alright, so I guess most of the forces are gonna be busy for the time being. Is that Miss Triss on the wall?
Oh, you put up my...
No, she's sitting right here.
Hello.
The signage Ruth hadn't put back out at all.
Oh, yeah.
He dusted it, and he's just been holding on to that for... till after we burn this place to the ground.
There's more art of her like on the like painted directly on the inside of the tent. Yeah.
A lot of that.
It's
Yes.
very hokey. It's very played up. It's all like, ooh, the spiritualist. Watch her channel the spirits. Ooh, and it's like very like not accurate to what she does.
Uh-huh. Yes, as we were saying, this was my tent when I was at the circus. Not here. I never came here with the circus, but yes. This is what they saw me as when they weren't seeing me as a... I think they called me a birch. Something such.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm
All right.
excited to get things going.
Yeah, just want to check.
Wait, I have a question about this. So this tent was built after you had left?
I assume they kept up the ruse and just said that I was on a spiritual treat or something like that.
Oh, no, wait, no, that makes sense. Yeah. No, okay.
To keep up the illusion that they had more than they did.
She's passed on, and if you enter her tent, you may be able to commune with her ghost.
Mm-hmm.
She's
They had a
on
light switch.
A spiritual journey to the east.
Mm-hmm.
Do that thing where they just like hit the tent with sticks.
Yeah.
They have like
Oh
the
my God.
aluminium like sheet.
Like, do you like the old-fashioned like ghost scams where they're just like cracking their fingers and toes under the table?
Yep.
Gross.
I could do that. Any other questions about my past while we're waiting?
Is this in fact part of some revenge plot?
Well, it is now.
Just making sure.
I mean, the circus is no longer. The only person I would have a problem with is not here. Miss Cherish, she's moved on. Not by my means, but by her own.
Like, actually moved on? Or like the way that town was 2 towns ago where they would just say people moved on?
No. As Mr. Crow said, a bunch of the circus people went off and tried to exit
All right. No.
this land, and she was one of them. She wanted me to play up things more and play kind with people, and I much prefer to be honest. As much as I can be.
Got it.
So, we just waiting for the Baron at this point? We doing any kind of sneaky tricks on Miss Daisy?
Oh, I'll handle Miss Daisy, don't you worry.
You got it. I'll provide backup.
She has tools that she uses to manipulate spirits, and I intend to break them post-haste. And show her a little bit of what real power is over spirits.
Well, if we have to fight her and the Baron, where would you rather me be?
Well, we've heard tell that the Baron is quite powerful. He has law on his side.
He does, but the stories go he's not much of a fighter. Powerful, but in
Perhaps.
the same sense that law is power.
If one thing's my daddy's put into me, it's that you always take out the law user in the room, regardless of how much gold they have.
I don't want to speak for anyone else, but I think Rakel would also like a shot at this woman.
Then I will focus on the Baron.
If that works for you.
I have no qualms with it.
Rakel?
Y'all take who y'all want. I just want to make sure that none of y'all get too close to death.
Thank you kindly. We'll try to keep it close. Fight on two fronts in the same area as much as we can. Not that Rakel have to put in too much work. Thank you, everyone, for going along with this.
It's the least I can do after dragging y'all in with my past as well. Speaking of, where do y'all want me?
I think you are the wild card here, Mr. Kid. You go where you see fit.
Home it is. Slaps his knees jokingly.
The time that you're waiting for the Skyrail to arrive, you eventually see some lower level automatons, just sort of like the bare bones. And when I say bare bones, I do mean pretty literally. It's just kind of skeletons that are held together with hinges and screws. They come rattling in carrying a few crates. Now these crates, with a number of y'all's passive perceptions, you can grok the labels pretty easily. They kind of like rattle with the sound of like glass bottles. And on the side you can see one of them says A, one of them says AB, one of them says O, one of them's just B. Some alphabetical labels of some sort here.
You guys hear Triss's knuckles, the cracking of twigs as she tightens her fists, looking at this. Her eyes are just fixed, and she's very stern looking.
Is there something important there?
I believe that is more of the essence of those who have passed on. The fuel that was being used. Blood types.
Uh-oh. How close does that get into the rail area?
How close is it getting? I mean, like, it's
Yeah.
on the platform, like, ready to load onto the train when it arrives.
It'll be fine.
It's very explosive from what we have experienced, right?
Yeah.
That's a bonus for us, right?
I mean, give me an Arcana check. Anybody who wants to.
Not me, no.
It's all about me. 23 skidoo.
If that's what you think it is, that could be disastrous. It would completely throw off your calculations for the dynamite. It would destroy the sky rail entirely, and it would be beyond your use.
Maybe we gotta hold off on the dynamite just a smidge. Maybe just use that as a exit strategy of sorts, because that much gunpowder next to that much soul stone would probably detonate this quarter of the city.
I see. Are they connected by horses? Like, are they on a horse cart?
Nope, just
Okay.
crates piled up. In fact, there's not even that many of them. How many? did I mention?
How are they being
There's
pulled?
not even being pulled. They're like milk crates. They're very
being held?
small. Yeah, you could there's another option here.
Mhm.
You could just literally remove the crates from the equation by
Yeah.
going and picking them up and taking them away.
Who is carrying them?
Some skeletons that dropped them on the platform and then walked away.
Okay, I see. I see.
Could Ruthie and I stealth down there to just pick up that tithe and put it somewhere else?
You can try. It'll be tight. You're getting pretty close to the time that the train is supposed to arrive.
I believe in
Or-
myself.
I do too. I think it'd be real funny to replace all that with dynamite so they put it on the train.
Okay. Give me some stealth checks, if you will.
I'm gonna use an action point, baby.
Oh,
That's
my
better.
gosh.
I will also use this action point. Yeah, much better.
That's much better.
It's like they start walking down like this embankment to get to the explosives, and they trip on their way down. But no one notices. Yeah.
And then you like pop out of some bushes, and then like now that you have like some extra foliage on you, you can walk these bushes along. Oh my gosh, that's very funny. All right, you go to pick up these crates, and they kind of rattle in a glass like bottle sort of way, and they kind of have like a liquid weightiness to them.
Sloshing.
Yeah, sloshing. Yes. Ruth, you realize that they don't have like the glowing quality that like soul essence would, and kind of like just even looking down into the crate, you realize, oh, that's just blood, baby.
Ha!
Quick, we gotta hide them. Glip, 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 glip.
Oh my god, is he a fucking vampire? Oh, you about to fight a fucking vampire? Let's go!
You know what, Ruth? You always kind of suspected.
His name is Baron von whatever the fuck his name is.
He could just be a rich kid. We don't know.
Where has
Baron
there ever
von
been a rich person that
Ferrum
is not a vampire?
Ferris,
I
iron,
would
blood.
also point out there that the art of him has two little fangies on it. If you
There's an
look
art
at
of him?
Yes!
It's on the break screen.
I
Y'all have the
The
stream
break
up?
screen.
I'm a mod.
It's been there since episode 1 of this arc.
I haven't been watching. It's this fucking play about us.
You know the only people who haven't seen Star Wars are the people who are in Star Wars because they lived it.
You know, you're so right, bestie. That's so you're so valid for that.
Oh my god.
But yeah, Ruth, that's blood, baby.
Shit.
Well,
Well, now I feel silly.
No, blood.
Like we gotta drink it.
Why is that
Ruth.
your first thought?
Ruth, I think, is just gonna like dump it onto the ground. Just that.
Like upend.
Yeah, if it's just full of blood and not of like super dangerous power source.
Okay, so
Okay.
like I think that like
Are,
okay.
are you doing that, where you're just gonna leave blood spatter in a very obvious place?
Simon, I think what Danae's getting at is this stuff has been refined down into a blood-like consistency? Or no? Am I
No,
reading
we're
it
just saying
It's
don't
just
dump out the
blood.
fucking blood
It's
on
just
the
blood.
train
It's fine.
platform.
It's fine. Leave it. It's not gonna explode. Just get out of there.
Yeah, just leave it. Just leaving it.
wrong? Okay. Well,
Sometimes a bottle of blood is just a bottle of blood, baby. This is such a Dungeons and Dragons experience. Okay.
Okay, how do we get
Let's
past
not
this
be
door, guys?
suspicious and
So
make a
did-
crime scene.
Yeah.
would it still be too late to rig up some TNT inside of these crates as a surprise?
There's already dynamite. I don't know what more you want.
More dynamite.
No. We have subtle dynamite happening right now.
You have very like intricately planned and placed dynamite to explode it just enough. Okay, I think that like the way that this revelation plays out is that like Ruth and Kid jump up onto the platform. They pick up those crates and are making their way like quickly off of the platform to, like not be seen. And then like Ruth kind of like stops, looks down into the crate, and then like looks back up and then just upends it onto a rock next to him. Which like from Kid's perspective kind of looks like he's about to like explode himself. And then you just see this dark liquid begin to roll down the rock. And there's that strong iron smell.
Gross. Kid dumps his over his shoulder.
And with that, you hear a ghostly train whistle off in the distance.
Toot toot.
There
We're tad had.
there is no like rails to speak of next to this platform. By all means, it just looks like an empty platform. But you begin to hear the sound of like the kind of like resonant sound of something heavy moving along something metal, and you go and hide probably on the other side of the platform. So you're no longer in your vantage point you would normally be in. Like now Kid and Ruth are on the other side. In fact, you have to kind of like rapidly position yourself in a place that isn't going to be affected by the dynamite. And as time goes on, you start to see the kind of like this gossamer, translucent blue rail line begin to manifest, and out of the fog come riding on this sort of ghostly rail is an iron locomotive, and it comes to a stop out of its stovepipe, similar to the factory before. You see the miasma belching forth. It seems that this locomotive likewise runs on the soul coal. You wait for a moment, and kind of like I imagine it's kind of tense. until you can hear the sound of gears grinding, of pistons firing, and you see a procession of automata start making their way up onto the platform. There is something like large and quite unnerving. It looks like it was put together with a staple gun. It has rail spikes, just stick it like imagine like okay, like an old-timey diving suit, right? It has rail spikes just sticking out of it like a porcupine. Likewise, on each one of its arms is what appears to be a Gatling gun with rail spikes fed into where the bullets would be. It's rail spikes.
What in the
And
Bioshock?
it's like dragging the oh, what's it called when it's like the long the long strings of ammunition that
Like a
come out of
bandolier.
a bandolier. Yeah,
A chain
it,
belt.
it's
Magazine.
it's dragging chain belts full of rail spikes along but behind it. And it turns for a moment, and you can see inside that sort of like diving suit lens the face of Foreman Firearms, frozen in kind of a ghostly wail.
Yeah.
My dudes, this is the place where ghosts go. Killing him was never gonna get rid of him. Behind him is a procession of some beefier looking skeleton dudes. And they are completely surrounding an equally beefed up and armored Daisy Graves. She is carrying a really hefty looking wrench. And she kind of like peeks out from one of those skeletons, and there are these dark streaks coming down from her eyes. It's hard to tell if it's engine grease or if it's like streaked eyeliner. It kind of has the same vibe either way. And they kind of like look around real quick to like get like their bearings, make sure that there's nobody here, no danger, and seemingly thinking that things are fine. Um, Foreman Firearms steps directly into Rakel's snare as he tries to board the train.
He's immobilized. That's
All
all I
right.
know that it does.
That is the mechanical effect. What does it look like when it is triggered?
Uh, Out of the ground, just sprouts out this big ass quartz flower. Its leaves, its roots, and everything just it. I mean, it's basically like a gas trap. It's just there's this giant flower there. Um, and it's very stinky. And
Uh,
this dude just walks into it. He's dead, but you know, some shit just never you never deal with.
this thing is tall.
It's a spirit quartz flower. I'm getting the image of just what is on Venusaur's back.
Sick. All right. This thing's big. This thing is stinky. And I believe it needs to make an attack against his reflex, equal to your level plus 4. Your level is 4, so go ahead and roll a d20 and add 8 to it. And I will check his
25.
reflex real quick. Yes, that's definitely going to hit. My dude is immobilized. this would probably be a good time to set off that dynamite. Ruth in the bushes depresses the plunger, and then there is a thump, like mortar fire, and we literally watch the sky rail bounce. It it pops a good like half foot into the air, and then when it lands, it lands slightly offset from the rail, and so we see it kind of like tip off to the side, and in sort of like a chain effect, like one side of the locomotive falls faster than the other and drags the rest of it off of the rails, and we see it sort of roll down an escarpment and land at the bottom. Daisy Graves immediately shouts, "It's that damn ritual caster again! Quick, get to the locomotive! The Baron!"
I'm sorry?
Kids looking over the edge. Ooh, that's not gonna buff out.
Now, I have a question. Considering we this man's Colt Firearms has come back as a zombie that is powered by soul coal. What does the dynamite do to him?
That's a real good question. You planted a bunch of dynamite, right?
A bunch of it, yeah. I planted
A bunch of dynamite.
if no one had given me any of theirs, I would have filled it with at least 3 regular dynamites and 1 level 2 dynamite.
Okay, but you would have to like position it across the locomotive to like have
but
the
that's
effect.
Did anybody is anybody willing to donate dynamite to this cause?
I don't remember ever
absolutely.
taking dynamite, so you can have Rakel's.
Awesome. So that is 6 regular dynamite and 2 level 2 dynamites.
Okay, is this like for the locomotive?
This
or
was
are
placed underneath the locomotive's right side where the entry to the station was.
Spaced out? I'm trying to figure out how much dynamite would hit him. Because it wouldn't be all of it. If it was all of it, then you would have all of the dynamite in one place.
Yeah, no, this is it would just be the 2 level 2 dynamites, I think, would be at the like entry point where a person would be, yeah.
Alright, I
Edge of the
believe I
platform.
have some dynamite over here. We can go ahead and roll. It's technically level 6, but it's like the next level up from level 1.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and roll that twice. Both of those are gonna hit. So that's 5 and then 2, so it's 7 dynamite damage going into this fight on Mr. Firearms. Or what's left of him. Okay.
If Kid and Ruth pop out now and start slinging spells and firing guns, we can catch them on a surprise round.
Oh yeah, I've got a distance gun. I'm ready.
That sounds reasonable to me. Let me position some stuff here, because I feel like their first priority would be to run down to the
escarpment.
Down the escarpment, but Mr. Firearms ain't gonna be able to do that because he's been immobilized. I'm gonna leave him up on. Let's do that then. Yeah, let's put him up here, and then
I'm gonna hit him with something that might keep them from moving. Also, well, they can still move, but we'll see.
I want to respect where you're coming from here, but I'm limited by what I have in terms of a map. Let me go ahead and move you guys there so you know what I'm talking about. All right, as you can see, what we have is a map of a train wreck. And there isn't much in way of stuff that is not the train wreck. So, for simplicity's sake, and because this is a big enough map, I feel like it's fair enough, even if you throw down an immobilizing something, they are going to be far enough from the train that it has an effect. I'm going to say that Daisy Graves and her coterie hop down to where the caboose is, and meanwhile, Mr. Firearms is stuck on the southern end of the map, and he is stuck in a snare. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, where are we?
Is this something that we would want to switch over to the combat map for?
Yes.
Okay.
Because we are about to go into combat.
Sounds good. Switch.
Ruth and Kid, you can place yourselves somewhere on the right side, and then Triss and Rakel, you can be on the left side.
Okay. I think we probably would have been like,
Right here, maybe.
yeah, probably. That looks good. Like tucked in under
This little like
ledge.
skull area ledge.
Yeah, this
The
ledge
train
thing.
definitely almost hit you when it fell down.
But that's why we're professionals.
Right around here, I think, for Triss and Rakel.
It's called danger close, not danger imminent.
Okay. Let's go ahead and roll everybody into some initiative here.
Yeah, chef.
Oh, you know what? I was gonna have some Baron stuff. I was gonna have some stuff. That's the problem when it comes to doing things immediately. You know what? That's fine. We can do it throughout the combat. That's actually not a problem. Sorry, I keep on dropping this because I think I'm gonna go to a different layer. Okay. Everybody roll into initiative?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have a unique problem. There we go. Okay. All according to Kaitaku. Okay, cool. And I can sort the initiative. And we are ruling this as a surprise round. Ruth, you find yourself at the top of the initiative.
All right. So Ruth
The dust is just settling from the train falling down this escarpment, and you guys jump into action.
So for now, considering the Baron, not a problem. So I'm gonna run my 6 speed and go 1, 2, or because everyone else is over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to do a twin strike ranged with a range of 1560 on this guy and this guy because I can see them.
Okay.
And that is a 17 versus AC and a 16 versus AC.
Both will hit.
Okay, so that's 9 damage to the first guy, 7 damage to the second.
Okay. Love watching rulers come up on the board. The next person. Yeah, okay. Surprise round, surprise round, surprise round. Next person in the initiative is going to be Triss.
Hello, that's me, Trisannas. I am going to move forward. Okay, I want this back, please. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to shoot a rhyme shot here, which is a burst 2.
A burst 2, you say?
Just
I
double
believe
check.
it makes one of these.
A burst 1.
A burst
Sorry.
1. That would be different.
Yes, it would. They're all evenly spaced. I can hit her with that though. From here. Oh, I can hit her. I'm gonna hit her. Fuck her.
Okay.
Well, let's see. Let's see how much.
Connor, I'm going to remind you that you can there is a range in which you can summon your creature. That you don't have to summon it right next to you.
So that is a 25 versus AC.
25 is definitely going to hit.
It's going to be 14 cold damage, and the target is immobilized.
You said 25 cold damage?
14.
Oh,
25
14.
was to hit. Yeah.
Okay. How did I hear 25? That's so weird.
No,
And
25 was to hit.
immobilized. Immobilized, my girl is. That's not the button I intended to hit. Okay.
And then that lasts until the end of the encounter. Any creature that enters the zone or starts its turn there takes 5 cold damage.
Okay. Ooh, being immobilized here is bad time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Rakel, it is your turn.
All right. For my minor action, I will summon the puppies of war.
Oh boy, oh boy.
And it will do a bite. Munch. At this guy.
Okay. 23 is definitely gonna hit. 10 damage, that is significant. Bloodied. This guy do be.
That's it.
Why do I keep on hitting? I really want these guys to be dead, evidently. Alright, kid, it is now your turn.
They are dead.
They could be a little
Be
deader.
You guys are silly.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6. Okay, cool. Kid's gonna, run into range. Whatever this aura is gonna suck.
I'm not saying anything.
I'm gonna use a minor action to mark Daisy Graves.
Okay, Daisy do be marked. Okay, cool. Works for me.
And then I'm going to use my standard to Phantom Blade this dude next to me.
Okay.
Kid. Or sorry, it's Vanishing Blade. 24 to hit.
24, yes.
10 points of damage.
Okay.
Yeah, this guy took a hit already from Ruth, right?
Yep.
Got it. Second part of Vanishing Blade, I teleport 5 squares away and become invisible.
All right, where are you going?
Out of this frickin' AoE. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm gonna give myself a little ninja symbol.
All right, cool. Ruth, you are at the top of the round. These folks are no longer surprised.
They are not. So I am just going to continue to use their twin strike on both of those clowns I was doing before. 14 versus AC and a 10 versus AC.
Ooh, let's check actually. 14's gonna hit, 10 is not.
Okay, so then this jester over here, the one that had just been struck by Kid, is going to get shot for 2 points of damage.
Okay, he's still up.
I am not good with guns.
At the beginning of his turn, standing within this aura, he's going to gain 3 temporary hit points.
Boo.
On his turn, he is going... what is his movement speed? Let me double check. I will thank you guys for your patience as I deal with this one. Okay. I do have a number of stat blocks to deal with in this one, so... Very cool. Very
How
cool.
adaptable of you.
He's going to double move to advance on Carruthers is what he's going to do. You hear the squeal of feedback, and there's kind of a squawking sound as what appears to be some sort of intercom announcement system begins to blare from somewhere on the locomotive. And you hear, Carruthers? Carruthers, is that you? Oh, I should have known that you'd come for me once, sooner or later, you son of a bitch. And on Daisy Graves' turn, she is in an aura. And when I say an aura, I mean she's in a bad place. She's taken some damage. How much damage does she take?
5.
5 damage. She's immobilized, and I imagine that save ends
Yes.
at the end of her turn? Okay. Well, what she would like to do, let me double check her stat block super quick. Oh, wait. Oh, that sounds like fun. Yes, good. How close is that? Unfortunate. Okay, the spirit companion is the closest one, so what she's going to do... Is this the close burst 5 or the close burst 4? Oh, it's such a shame that she can't get everybody on this one. That's fine. That's on me for choosing such a big map. I'm doing a 23 versus Morabek's Will.
Yes.
That's 9 psychic damage, which is going to do nothing to him. But it will slide him 2 squares into this aura, which will also do nothing to him because neither of those can do enough damage to hurt him.
Good boy. Good boy, Morabek.
The puppy boy.
Also, Daisy Graves is going to try and save from being immobilized here. Thing is, she gets a +2 to her saves.
That's called cheating, Danae.
That's called being a fucking badass, okay? She's a girl boss. She's a self-made woman. And she saves. She also just attacked somebody that wasn't Kid, and she's marked by him.
That attack would have been made at -2, which
Would a 21 have hit?
Mm-hmm.
And then something else happens if I decided to blow a reaction, but I did not.
Do you want to? I didn't.
No,
mention
because
it
the
before.
damage, it doesn't matter, because the damage would not have taken more back out anyway.
Right, there's no damage. Okay,
Yeah.
cool, very cool. Mr. Man up on the ledge. You can hear distantly, Daisy! Daisy! And I think, gosh, how far can he shoot? This might actually be good for him, as it turns out.
Oh no, he has the high ground.
Oh, yeah, both of you are in range.
Yeah,
How
but he also
fun.
smells a rancid fart the whole time, so who's really losing here?
I'm also invisible, so...
I'm in a diving suit. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. Yep. Oh, this is a recharge. Area burst
Oh.
1. Oh, you guys are too far away. Yeah, let's just do a regular shoot, a shooty McShooter. Is this a... Okay, yeah. He shoots twice. 28 versus AC.
That'll hit.
Lethe. Okay, that's 5 damage. And you're gonna take ongoing 5.
Ooh.
Oh no, wait, he's not the thing. Never mind.
But I believe a 16 isn't going to hit.
Correct.
Let me put like a little pink spot on you, and that's the ongoing
Oof, owie.
rail. That's the ongoing rail spike damage, as he has just blasted a fucking piece of rebar into your femur.
Oof.
Trisannas, Histhee.
Hello. I'm going to move forward 6 squares. Oops. I moved the map to here. And I am going to do a thorn cloud. This, don't get rid of this aura yet, because I'm gonna try and hit her with the thorn cloud shot. Second verse, same as the first. The 24 versus AC?
I believe that hits. Let me check. Yes, it does.
Okay. That's gonna do 9 damage.
Okay.
As the ground emits. I want to, it's a thorn cloud shot, but it wouldn't make more sense if a bunch of like ghostly hands are just coming up from the ground and grabbing at her ankles. As
That's
opposed
pretty
to thorns.
spooky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's
and-
just leave that as it is. It's exactly the same.
Yeah, and any creature that ends its turn in the zone takes poison damage. So that is
Okay.
that. I hit someone with a ranged attack. Let's see. You hit an enemy with an area or close attack. I can choose an enemy. You hit with an attack. You and one ally you can see in combat have advantaged against that enemy until the end of your next turn. I'm going to give that to Morbeck. So I have advantage next time. I will teleport. 1, 2, 3.
Say again what you just gave to Morbeck.
It's a Voyage of the Ancients. Choose a single enemy you see you hit with an attack. You and one ally you can see gain combat advantage against that enemy until the end of my next turn.
Give it
Great.
to me. I have a thing.
You're invisible.
I can't see
Oh,
you.
you can't see me. Right.
Otherwise, I
With
would.
your ghost eyes.
You're not a ghost.
I could be.
We use
I imagine
law.
you're
We
just-
can't.
Oh, damn
I
it.
imagine he's made of wind.
There is a
Yeah.
localized thunderstorm in that area.
But towards the end of my turn, she looks towards Colt, and she just says, "I killed you once. I can't wait to kill you again." That's it.
Okay. The skeletal construct is going to gain 3 temporary hit points. Rakel. Oh wait, hold on. Actually, that construct might want to take its turn. It is going to. Yeah, sure. Why not? It's going to attack Morbeck.
No.
An 8, I believe, does not hit.
No.
Okay. Well,
Bony
don't do that.
grippers.
Don't worry about it. He tried to grab him, okay? I wrote these macros weeks ago. I'm as surprised as you are. Okay, Rakel, it's your turn.
Okay, who do Moravec have combat advantage on?
Big bad lady.
Lady
Big Bad-
Graves.
Okay.
But he should not end his turn in that square.
It wouldn't deal him enough damage to pop him, though.
Yeah.
Okay. If I shift here, how bad is it?
What do you mean? Who? Where?
If I shift here,
I'm not seeing what you're indicating.
goddamn. If Moravec shifts down and to the right one,
Mm-hmm.
is that
A shift shouldn't provoke anything.
from 3 people?
Uh-huh. Yeah, a
Okay.
shift doesn't provoke.
Cool.
Careful movement.
Well,
It is your move action. You won't be able
Yeah.
to move again.
okay. Well, he's gonna shimmy over there,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to use my totemic spear to give him reach on his next attack.
Oh, you saw Sphinx?
And I'm gonna. I mean, I'll just Stalker Strike, but what does combat advantage do?
Plus
It
2.
gives you +2 to attack.
Cool.
It also gives you sneak attack if you're a rogue. Nobody's a
18
rogue
to
here.
fort.
18 to fort against Lady McGee.
Yeah.
Okay. Her fort is lower than that, so you do indeed hit her.
I do 6 damage. I think.
My girl is bloodied, meaning. There goes that aura.
Phase.
Let's go!
Oh!
Daisy stumbles. You see some of her armor fall off of her. And she, like, straightens up, kind of cracks her neck, and you see her heft that wrench, and there's a wild look in her eye. Construct is not going to gain temporary hit points, which is very sad for him. How long does Kid's invisibility last until the end of your next turn? That's my guess.
It
Is that right?
is, yeah.
Okay.
It's until the end of my next turn.
In that case, Moravec is going to get this bony gripper attack. 21 versus reflex. Against Moravec.
Uh-huh.
Alright, he is grabbed. Which is, it has an escape DC. And we will discuss that if and when it is relevant. Kid, 'tis your turn.
Okay. Here comes the vision. Alright?
Alright, I'm picturing.
Minor action, kick up a ghost step. There is a dust devil that is forming where Kid is invisible. I'm going to use a charge action and run right up to Daisy Graves. Because I can use one of my powers, Foe Snare, on a charge.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Whoop.
So, because I'm also invisible, I have combat advantage. Charge gets me a +1. This attack is made at +3. Please,
Okay.
please be cool. 25 to hit.
Yes.
I deal 11 damage,
Oh my god.
and the target
She's
is immobilized.
Oh, that sucks.
Also, my Vanishing Blade procs, I get to teleport 3 squares away from her. And I'm
Big
going
oof.
to teleport behind this guy. I'm also out of the auras.
Yeah, you sure are. That was
Big turn.
Yeah, well done. Good on you. That sucks for her. Oh my god.
Kid has just toted his gun over his shoulder and leans over past this golem. See, I don't need to kill you. I could just wait for all that to happen. And it's like the frost and poison just sticking and seeping through her suit.
Oof. Big fucking oof. Okay. This here skeletal construct, you're no longer invisible. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to double move until it is flanking with that other construct. It's going to run past Morabek and provoke an attack of opportunity.
Ref.
I believe it's a yes. It is indeed a yes.
Okay, so while this thing has his bony grippers like going a little bit into Morabek, he's just like a dog who's trying to get to stop touching him.
The bones. It's just like gnawing. God bless him. What a sweetie. Okay, Ruth. Oh, man. What's that pink?
That pink that was on me, that was rail spike damage.
Ooh, take some of that rail spike damage.
So I'll take 5 rail spike. Where is the direction of the escarpment? Or is is the front of the train this over here?
That is the front of the train.
Okay. So Ruth is going to do a twin strike, or I guess a careful attack against this thing. Twin strike's better. Let's see it.
I believe both of those will hit.
Okay. So then they would be taking 8 and 7.
You kill it.
Okay.
Your weapons are a hand axe and a short sword. I imagine that you just like target the joints of this automaton, and dismember it handily until it is left sort of a wriggling torso on the ground.
The alternative, I think, is that he would hook the axe under the leg of the construct to like hook and trip, and then just stab down once with the sword, like very surgical, very precise.
Like take out the fuel source.
Mm-hmm.
Works for me.
And I think Ruth would just yell in the direction of the head of the train. You know, Baron, they said that people can change, but for you, I'll make an exception. And then I will go 6 squares to the front. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. That's about the right time for that intercom to squawk back to life. Ooh, what's a witty rebuttal? Is that so, Carruthers? Is that what you said to that poor kid before you killed him in serendipity? You know, all he wanted to do was prove that he was better than you. Daisy Graves is immobilized in some auras. Is she like, there's still an ice rhyme going on there, right?
No, the ice rhyme is gone. It is the thorn cloud that is still up.
It's just the poison. Okay.
Yeah. Takes
much?
poison damage equal to your wisdom modifier, which for me is 4.
Okay.
And then Kid had not immobilized her. He had stunned her.
Immobilized.
It was immobilized.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. She did the thing, the close burst 5. Is that an encounter? Like, only once? She can only do that once. Incredible. Okay. Well, you know what else she can do? She's gonna do a close burst 3 encounter move. First of all, I should have hit this macro when she was bloodied. It just changes some of her stats. It's not a huge deal. Forgot I named it that. She has a +2 bonus to melee attack rolls and melee damage rolls against the triggering enemy. Who bloodied her? It was Morbek that bloodied her. Okay, well, I'm gonna kill that dog. Alright. Sorry, that's a quote. That's not, don't quote me on that. It was Brennan Lee Mulligan. Brennan Lee Mulligan said that. So you can't
Get in the comments.
you can't get in the comment. You can't blame me for this. I forgot. I forgot about the thing. Okay. Curse of Blindness 12 versus Fortitude. Does that hit you, my friend? When I say my friend, I do mean RJ.
No.
Okay. Well, how about Moravec?
That does not trigger my fart.
Well, dang it. Action point. I'm gonna re-roll it. Because she deserves to have something in this goddamn world. How about an 18 versus Fortitude? Mr. the Kid?
Yes, it does.
And also Moravec?
Yes.
You take 8 necrotic damage and you are blinded. As she throws one of those fucking ninja eggs on the ground, and there's like a flashbang. It's got like that soul coal sort of smell to it. Anything else for her? No, she's just gonna suffer. Is there? How long does that immobilize last? Is that a save ends or?
It is let me double check. Sorry.
It's okay. All of our macros get fucking lost to the never-ending march of Roll20.
Until the end of my next turn.
Dang it. Okay. Hubband. Up in the sky. Oh, by the way, is his immobilized a save end situation, or what? How does the snare work?
It's save ends.
Save ends. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and roll for the save he should have had before. He also has a +2 to saves. I keep on reaching under my desk for my keyboard, and that's not how this one works. It's up here. 1d20 + 2, and 11 is a save, so he's no longer immobilized. Which is okay, because it wouldn't have been relevant until now anyway. Alright, what's his deal? What does he do? He wants to be near people when he dies. That's his whole thing. So, he's going...
He wants to be surrounded by his loved ones. We have to prevent that at all costs.
You're gonna die alone.
You're so evil. Okay. Well, he's gonna move his speed of 6, and use his train burrow ability.
His what?
What this looks like is that his body kind of like it kind of disassembles itself a little, and like you watch that that core that his body is fueled by fly over to the place that he's quote unquote burrowing to, and then he just sort of like reassembles himself in that place.
Man, that'd be real cool if I could see.
Yeah, to be fair, you couldn't see to begin with. Speaking of which, get shot, idiot. Natural 20 on kid.
Let me read something real quick.
No, it's not a natural 20. Why'd you say that's a 13? You rolled a 13 tonight.
The first one.
The
Oh,
first
I
one
see. I
shots.
was like,
It
damn.
says spike 1 and spike 2.
Damn, shit. You're right. My bad.
It's okay. I appreciate you being there to keep me honest.
Oof, owie.
Oh, this is a game.
Oh.
This is a game I get to play.
This is the game you get to play. Yes,
The other one would be for Morabek. Does that hit? Does a 22 hit Morabek?
Uh-huh.
Well, here's the good news. It's gonna do nothing, and the ongoing damage is also going to do nothing.
It's Jello.
Yeah, actually,
blind Jello.
as it turns out, RJ, I forgot how criticals work in this game.
I got it. It's mine to say.
You already okay, cool. Figured that one out. Yep. And you're gonna go ahead and take the ongoing as well, which I've decided is pink for some reason. Rail spike damage is pink, and I believe that's it for him. Yeah, I don't think he has anything else. Cool.
Danae.
Hi, that's me.
Hello.
and my Christian name.
Sorry. Wings. So, Colt is dead. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
He is still a spirit.
He's
underneath.
A ghost. He's a
ghost.
He's a ghost in the machine.
His ghost in the machine.
Got a ghost in there.
I would like to, if you're willing, to control him and make him shoot his wife. That's
Oh
my
my
goal.
god.
The gun.
In the words of me just a few seconds ago, get shot, idiot. I'm gonna say that this isn't gonna be easy. My man loves his wife, and also he's been brought back to life by his wife.
I mean,
So-
he's not alive. So.
This is. I'm gonna say that this is gonna be a contest.
Okay.
Of wills.
Okay.
You roll your nature, and she'll roll her spellcasting ability, and then whoever rolls higher succeeds in this control over this woman's dead husband.
Okay. This feels right. All right.
Does it?
Wow,
No,
damn, Chris.
No.
Are
right,
we
let's
the
see.
baddies?
Oh my god! Get shot, idiot.
Okay, hold on. She might also roll a natural 20 is the thing. So I do
Okay,
have
okay.
to I do
Okay,
have
roll
to
I'm
it.
gonna
make
roll
good
a
on
1
it.
so bad.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So, would you like me to describe what happens?
Please do. Please, you earned it.
Trish is going to move forward closer to him. She's going to shout across the battlefield in a very intense tone, and she is going to yell towards her and say, "Do you want to see real power?" That's not the accent. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Let me try that again. You want to see real power? This is real power. And she kind of reaches out and grips her hand tight to turn his gun and turn his body and have him fire upon her.
Shuddering resistance as his body betrays him. Okay.
Kid.
Now he has.
That was a natural
was-
20.
It sure was. That felt good. Sorry.
Which means he's gonna use his rechargeable power. 28 versus reflex definitely is gonna hit. With 10 damage on his wife. She is holding on by a thread.
I have
Now,
a
if he wants to
question.
use that again, he's gonna have to recharge it.
I have a
Yes, what's-
question. Did she take the psychic damage on her, or the poison damage on her turn?
I believe
The
so.
4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Would have been dope if she...
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fucking cool.
Fucking fuck. Okay.
I sure hope it doesn't come back around to his turn, because that's gonna be bad for me.
Sounds like it's Bony Gripper's time. Kid, you're no longer invisible, right? And
Nope.
you're also blinded,
Yep.
which is the opposite of being invisible. Does a 19 hit your reflex?
Sadly.
Get grabbed. It's a bad time for poor kid. Okay. Rakel. It is your turn.
Yeah. Morabek is blinded
Hmm.
and is held and grabbed.
Yes.
Okay, so what does blinded do on an attack?
It makes it so that your attacks have a -5, I believe.
Yep. Enemies gain concealment.
Yeah, that sucks.
And what does grab do?
You cannot move, but you have the option to try and escape it.
I'm going to use my totemic sphere.
Oh.
Actually, first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, honestly,
Attacking is not a skill, right?
no, no,
Okay.
it's attacking.
Okay.
Mechanically, I'm not being pedantic here. That's sir. There's a skill roll and there's an attack roll.
Okay. So, this -5 on boss lady.
Okay.
Hang on.
The game really
hang on.
doubled down and said he's not hitting this round.
I'm going to use an action point.
Yeah.
Woo! That's what they're there for.
16 against ref.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes, that would hit her.
So, I mean, he does a bite from very far away, which, like, he's not moving at all. It's just there is something else that is doing this attack.
There's something else that's doing this attack, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Daisy Graves is hanging out in this here poison aura. She's having a real bad go of it. Her husband just unleashed a rail spike barrage onto her, making it real hard to keep alive. And then that their dog did a heckin' bite on her.
Yeah, so he cannot see. But
that wouldn't be a 21 versus reflex. That would be
no, that would be a 16.
Yeah.
16. A 16 still hits, as it turns out, and
Yeah,
kills Daisy Graves.
So this dog is just like, biting, trying to get to the thing that is holding it, and or any vet techs that are around there trying to help.
It's scruffed by this like bony guardian.
And he's a safe distance away. Clearly nothing's gonna happen. She feels something impale her and turns and looks, and because she's been huffing the dead gas, she would be the only one to be able to perceive the 6-foot-tall, blood-red, bipedal wolf stag thing that just currently has its claws into her and is pulling her close.
I feel like she's got a look on her face that is indistinguishable between a grin and a grimace. And she kind of looks down at where she's been stabbed, looks back up again, and goes, "So that's what that feels like." And then the light leaves her eyes. All
On
right.
another plane, something gets the taste of necromancer blood, and it's great.
Yay! All right, skeletal construct is, oh, hold on, let me just put a little dead.
She's dead.
She's dead. Skeletal construct is going to step away from Morbek, actually, and do a little bit of focus fire.
That's the thing that's grabbing him, isn't it?
It sure is, which means he's coming with. That's how grabbing works.
Get grabbed, idiot.
I totally
No, you just bit my vet tag. Come on.
That's so funny. Melee slam. 20 versus AC on Kid.
I am going to... God, that's gonna be so funny. I don't even need to see to do this. Getting mileage out of my stuff. Scald's armor that.
Ah, okay. Who's it gonna attack instead?
The bloodied one.
Alrighty. Well, that's 12 damage, and that's exactly enough to down it.
Kid is struggling for his life against these three bony constructs, and he is currently like grappling with two, and the big bloodied one is about to rear back and just deck Kid behind the head. There is a high-pitched whistling, and then a pew as a bullet from the sky falls, hits the bony construct in the back of the head, and lands on the ground, followed by a scattering of more bullets.
Huh. Wonder where that came from.
Kid had fired all of them earlier.
That's ridiculous. How
This is why we
silly.
don't shoot guns in the air, because those bullets are going to come down.
They do come down eventually.
Not if I
Unless
hit
they
the sun.
don't, which means you hit the sun, and now it's dead, and we have to contend with that.
I'm gonna
Okay.
fight the
Kid
sun!
has one of these guys in a headlock, and he like turns his head as he hears like the high pitched pew. Like, what the fuck?
And then more bullets just start falling all around him.
Oh shit!
Oh, shit! Okay, Kid, speaking of, it's your turn.
Hello. It's save ends for a lot of things on me, correct?
Oh my god. Yeah, mm-hmm.
Well, I'm
Yep,
gonna be...
first of all, take that rail spike damage.
No, I thought you forgot about that.
I'd never forget about rail spike damage. I made it pink.
Rail spike. I'm just gonna attack.
Okay. Keep it simple, man.
Keep it simple. I'll attack the one closest to Morbek.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you? This one. Does a
Oof.
13 hit?
No, especially since it's reduced by 5, being blended and
Yeah.
all.
I'm gonna use this turn to just try and clear some of these
Recover.
conditions. Yeah.
Works for me, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So being grabbed is not save ends. You have to use your
Yeah, I
action
know.
to escape.
So I'm
Okay,
clearing
cool.
the rail spike and the blindness.
Okay, cool. Let's see some
Hopefully.
saves.
That is the rail spike,
Cool.
and that is I'm cleared both.
Blindness. All right. So you yank a rail spike out of your leg and like fucking open your eyes because it's so painful.
What happened to that guy?
Good question. All right, skeletal construct. This one's still alive. Hey, which one was grabbing you? I guess it doesn't matter now. He's going to shift over here.
Oh, I don't like
and
this.
He's going to attack. And he's gonna miss. Ruth, it's your turn.
Ruth is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or I think it would just be 4 to get up to where this guy is. And then I am going to use my cut and run. Let's see how that works out. 17 versus AC, and then 22 versus AC. Also, for the save ends on the spike, what should I have rolled for to try and save?
D20, just a flat D20,
20.
unless you have some sort of bonus to that.
Natural 20.
Well, then you would not be taking damage at the beginning of this round, now would you?
No.
Well, okay then. His AC is higher than 17, but lower than 22, so he takes that short sword damage.
All right, sounds good. Short sword damage is going to be 9.
Okay.
And then after I hit, I'm then going to shift 1, 2, 3, and continue on my path towards the front of the rail car. Because cut and run lets me shift.
Okay. As for you, Madam Birch, I've heard a thing or two about you, too. Seems you don't really care about people until they're dead and you can use them for yourself. And then, like, at that moment, she uses firearms to kill his wife. And then, like, you can almost hear his eyebrows raising as he goes, case in point. Daisy Graves is super dead. Rail spike construct. I have a feeling he knows exactly who he's going to target next. 2 spikes heading straight for Trisannas. The first one's gonna miss, but a 15 might hit.
Versus AC? I haven't had to look at my AC. No, it doesn't!
Aha! Okay. And then he's going to use his movement. Train burrow speed. He's gonna move back over this way. Trisannas, it is now your turn.
Okie dokie. Triss is close to this thing. Let's see, I have to be melee or ranged. Okay, I am going to aim at the construct at Colt. Am I adjacent to him? Yeah, okay, I'm gonna use a minor action to create the Hunter's Instinct. Which is until the stance ends, when you make a ranged weapon attack against a creature within 2 squares of you, you can score a critical on a roll of a 19 or 20. We are, what level are we? 4? Okay. Oh, that's mine. Never mind. All right. So I'm going to use the my spectral scorpion sting on him. I'm just gonna blow everything on these guys because this is my fight, which is down here. Oh, that's a 12 versus AC. I've got a point. I'm gonna use my point to re-roll that. No, it's worse. Ah!
Ouch! Hate to see it.
Yeah, hold on. I might have a thing for this.
Hold.
Okay. Inevitable shot. You make a ranged basic attack against the enemy within 5 squares of the creature. Oh, you missed. Okay, so no, I can't do that. this is you. I have a lot of things that trigger at random times, so I'm just double checking. Okay. Okay. Okay, no. All right, we're good. No, I do. I assume 11 does not hit him.
No.
I do so, and then I go, I see. I'm gonna move away.
That construct is dead. Rakel, it's your turn.
Is Morbek still blinded?
He would have to save against it. So did you make a saving throw at the end of your last turn?
I sure didn't.
Go ahead and give me a flat d20.
17.
He is not still blinded.
Cool. This thing still has him grabbed by the scruff of his neck.
Sure do.
He is wailing. He is he's trying to grab around. Something else is going to try and attack in his stead.
Mm-hmm. Oof.
Yeah. It cannot manifest. He
Oh
tries
my
to do a
God.
bite and doesn't do it.
Alright, Knights in the Courtyard. Skeletal Construct is gonna try and hit Kid. Because that's just the way he do. Also, Kid is no longer grabbed. Let me quickly remove that there. Net. 25 versus AC, my sir?
Does hurt.
Okay.
I am bloodied.
11. Ooh, exciting. I wish that did anything for me. Except for being accomplished. I'll take it. Okay. Kid. It's your turn.
Oof, owie, let go of the good boy. Kid will turn and try and... Actually, I can shift too. I remember that. I'm gonna go here. So now I'm flanking with Morbek.
Okay. You were already flanking with Morbek, just so you know.
Oh, was I? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then that changes things.
Because you can draw a line between yourself and the other one.
Got
and
it.
still intersect who you're trying to flank.
I am...
So, for instance, if you moved to that spot and these guys were trying to flank you, they would not be flanking from their position.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna Booming Blade the one holding Morbek.
Sick.
Yeah. 18.
I believe, does hit. And hey, guess what? This guy's at full health.
Hell yeah! So that's 8... Oh, shit. Promise of Storm. Well, no, that one, that affects the damage. Okay, cool. So that is 8 to 14... 14 damage.
Nice. This bloodies the creature.
Hang on, boy, I'm coming. I did make a melee attack, so my Vanishing Blade procs, I get to teleport 3.
How fun. Where are you going?
1, 2... Yeah. It's just a quick shunt to the side. That's me.
Okay. Sick. Alright. Skeletal Construct is going to move here so that he's flanking again. And he's gonna attack you. A 19 versus AC?
21. Yeah, that hits.
9 damage. Yeah, you're right, 21. That was the whole point of flanking, now, wasn't it? That's it for him. Ruth, 'tis your turn.
So Ruth is going to do what he's been doing, which is 1, 2, 3. And then he is going to attack the construct.
Okay.
And just checking here what powers I have access to. I am going to, since I've already used cut and run, I am going to use my sudden strike, I think. Let me just check. Okay. Yep, sudden strike.
Okay.
So
15.
yeah, 15 versus AC.
It does not hit.
Okay, and a 10 versus AC.
No.
Okie dokie. So I would attack the first time and then shift, make a second attack. So I'll shift, to get to here. But then I am right next to this thing. And I think he'll yell out to the bear. Does Ruth get the understanding that the kid that the Baron was mentioning was Six Spurs?
Yeah.
So Ruth will yell out, be like, Six Spurs had a choice. I'm offering you the same, but I don't think the rest of my party would be so inclined to take you up on it.
Okay. So on the Baron's turn. Let's see.
Sephiroth.
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 23. It's the way that they pronounce it in the Kingdom Hearts game.
Yep.
We all know this is Vincent.
23 versus Will.
23 versus Will is a won't from me. That is a failure.
Okay, you are stunned.
Bah.
As the Baron crawls out of one of the windows. And as he does so, there is a burning red quality to his eyes as he stares you down. He's a little bit disheveled. He was just in a train wreck. And he kind of, he says, no, I'm going to give you a choice. You can live if you leave now. And then he just sort of like smoothes his hair back.
I can't leave. You stunned me, you piece of shit.
Well, I had a feeling that was going to be what you said. But you know what? We carry on. Yeah, that's it for him. Okay. And then in the meantime, a couple of skeletal constructs are going to crawl out of the train along with him. Okay. Mr. Firearms. Mr. Ruth is now adjacent to Firearms, and he is stunned. And I feel like I should be doing something about that. RJ, can you do me a favor and look up the condition stunned?
Stunned is a condition. You grant combat advantage. You can't take actions. You can't flank enemies. You fall if you are flying, unless you can hover.
That's it?
Could I
That's it.
say something to this guy?
Yeah, if you want to.
Oh, Mr. Colt, I feel like I sense your wife. I might just use her to kill you. Just like I used you to kill her. This will work out quite nicely for me.
From what I'm hearing, you're trying to instigate a little bit.
Ruthie's in a
here.
bad spot.
My AC is fine.
He sure is. Can you give me an intimidation check? And if you beat his will, then you will draw his ire.
16.
By golly. 16 is exactly his will.
Ooh.
Okay. He's going to shoot at you. 28 versus AC.
That sure hits.
8 damage.
Okay.
5 ongoing. 14 versus AC.
No.
Okay, nothing a little action point can't solve. How's about another one? 22 versus AC?
That hits.
Alright, 5 damage. You've already got the ongoing, it doesn't stack, but I don't think a 14's gonna hit you. Okay. I don't believe that this counts as both of these hitting, because it was 2 different volleys. So you will not be restrained.
Dope.
So what this looks like is like he's kind of like robotically getting ready to fucking pound Ruth into a smear. And then we kind of get like a close up of his face as Trisannas begins taunting him. And he turns around, just starts screaming and just unloading rail spikes in her general direction. Which I feel like cinematically she's like running to fucking dodge. Okay.
It breaks off some of the branches for her hair.
Yeah. Conveniently, it's your turn now. So go ahead and take some of that rail spike damage.
Okie dokie.
And resolve what's going on with you.
Okay. Okay, so I have to save out as an action for this rail spike?
At the end of your turn, you
at the end of my
roll,
turn.
I believe.
Okay. All right. What is controlling him now?
What is controlling him?
Because her machine
directive.
Okay. So if I wanted to use him again,
you would still have to overcome that same I suppose instead of rolling against, we'll make it a flat roll, and I'll reduce it by 2. Like she's basically gonna take 10 and then disadvantage, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So you have to beat 19.
Okay.
Hey, that's better than skill challenge.
Oh no, for sure. And he's gonna do a lot more damage than I am.
Probably.
To beat a 19. Meter beat?
Huh?
Meter beat?
Meter beat, yes.
Heck it, let's go, champ.
Meets beats.
Alright. Let's try it. 27.
Oh, that'll do it. Where's he shooting?
I'm gonna have him shoot the Baron.
I thought you'd say that.
Why not?
I mean, why not, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, first of all, I'm gonna go ahead and have him fire.
Fire! And I missed.
Second of all, this is gonna trigger the Baron's reaction. I think the Baron is kind of busy, like, preening, sort of gloating a little bit, you know, getting himself fixed up. And then he sees that, like, rail spike cannon just sort of level, like, right at his nose, like, to the point where, like, his eyes sort of cross looking at it. And then he goes, and, very quickly grabs Ruth and swings him into the line of fire. Triggering his cowardly swap ability, when the Baron is targeted by an attack while adjacent to someone affected by his vampiric gaze. They swap places and the triggering attack then targets the enemy. So the 14 is going to be versus Ruth's AC. But he grants combat advantage. I know a 16 is not going to hit at all. I want to know, like, his AC is usually, like, considered being, like, you know, squirrely and, like, really good at dodging, right? That's typically how we run his AC. I feel like the rail spike just goes straight over his, like, it fucking bounces off of his armadillo helmet.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, it was leveled at the Baron's nose, but Ruth is, like, significantly shorter.
Much shorter. Yeah,
So when it
okay.
fires, it just goes right over his head, yeah.
So here's the thing about that. The second spike would be going for the Baron as well. And he does not have a second reaction. So this one would target him. Which means it triggers his other ability, which I don't believe is a reaction. Oh, these are triggered actions. These aren't even reactions. Never mind. Let's do this dance again, old man. It's still not gonna hit you. Oh, semantics. Okay. Trisannas, anything else for you?
You were muted.
You are muted.
I think a lot of my stuff I have to be close for. I don't really want to get close to this guy. So, I'm good. I'm gonna pull that spike out of my leg, please.
Ouch. Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll to save.
Is it 20? Is it R/ or /R?
/R.
Thank you.
/R, yeah.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
I usually use brackets, but you're right.
Oh, 1!
Oh, come on.
I'm not used to getting hit.
I say as though I'm upset. I'm not upset. I'm not upset. I'm actually very happy that everybody's taking this much rail spike damage. It's very fun for me. Oh,
That is my turn.
Rakel, it's your turn.
All right. Morbek is grabbed. He's going to try and bite. 15.
15 versus fortitude. That means it would be a 17. Yes, definitely hits. Doing 13 damage, which is plenty enough to down this boneman. Shit. All right.
Yeah, he's just flailing, and Bowman gets got by something imperceptible.
Okay. Skeletal construct is dead. Another construct is not dead. It's going to attempt to attack Ruthie, I believe. Probably with a grab. Yes, that makes the most sense to me. 9's not gonna hit him, so nope. Kid, it's now your turn.
But what if I use the hero point? God. Yeah. Second verse, same as the first. I'm just gonna turn around and punch this guy in the face.
Go for it.
Do I have anything? No. Well, actually, I'm going to second wind as my standard action. So,
okay. Yeah. Shit,
healing...
that's a thing that you can do.
So I spend that.
4th edition. What a game.
To heal, it's half, right? Because we're in the fog.
Yeah. Yeah, your healing does halves.
No, actually.
Because we have our fun hats.
Yeah, because Rakel gave you fun hats.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I gave Ruth a fun hat. Everybody else has an anklet.
Everybody else has friendship anklets.
Let me also...
Knights in the courtyard. I'll write it down.
I'm going to use my minor action to drink a potion of healing.
Okay.
That's spend my heal die. What's the dice on it, Wings? It's just my healing surge value?
Yes.
Neat. 7, 6, and I am nearly back to full.
Sick.
24, 25, 26, 7, 8, 9, 30, 31. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could be. I have an action point I want to...
Hey,
use it
when did they add a back button to that? Sick. All right.
a while ago.
Let's go.
I'm gonna use an action point to drink another health potion.
Well, okay then.
I'm gonna use another action point to drink another. No.
Now wait a second.
Wait
This
a
one's
second.
blood.
Oh crap. Oof, owie, I still have movement. I'm gonna shift 2 over and get closer, and that's my turn.
Fun. Skeletal construct is gonna try and make that no longer happen.
No, get away!
22 versus reflex. You
Get away!
Gripped. Bony grippers.
I've been gripped.
So stupid. This skeleton like lunges for you and just like grabs you by the leg.
You son of a gun, no!
Ruth, 'tis your turn.
Well, and by that you mean that I am going to try and save out of this vampiric gaze, because stunned does
Right.
not let me do much of anything else.
Indeed. Is stunned the one that makes you unable to do anything?
Yes, from what I saw. You can't take actions. You can't
God,
flank
Baron,
enemies.
you suck. Alright, go on.
You made the stat block!
I sure did.
So it's just wisdom?
I also made it so that he can
Or will.
endlessly dodge and force you to attack your friends.
It's just a d20 roll, right? Because it's
Yeah, it's just a d20 roll.
Okay.
Oh.
I will continue to just be tossed around by a vampire oil baron.
Okay.
Carbon playing in the background as they tango.
Oh, you're not wrong. Let's see, what else can he do? Not much else.
Can tickle me and I'll hate it.
Yeah, maybe. He's going to take Mr. Ruth and he's gonna... I guess he isn't grabbing you. He'll use his action to do this then. He's going to take Ruth and start, like, it's like a hostage situation, right? Like, he's gonna take Ruth and start, like, walking the length of the train. And this skeletal construct is gonna keep pace with him. The constructs can only go 4 squares, so he'll go slower than that. Mr. Firearms is going to start spreading the love, actually. First attack is for Triss, second one's for Rakel over there in the back. You thought I forgot about you, I did not. Friends, we are now 15 minutes over time. I don't see this resolving in the next, like, 15 to 20 minutes. Do you think that we should break here and pick up next week?
Yeah.
I'm totally fine with that.
Okay.
I am ready for it.
I feel like it is fairly dramatically appropriate for us to break as Baron Vea von Ferrum begins to back away from the fight whilst taking Mr. Carruthers Edelweiss hostage. So yeah. Let's break here and come back next week.
Sounds good. Wings, thank you so much for running this game. I had a blast in this encounter. Of course, the dynamite helped, but I always have a blast whenever you're on the show. Wings, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I'm doing nerdy drawings, mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on the Indoor Adventure stream, which is right here on this channel. So go and check it out if you like fun art and also this channel. So yeah, DanaeKeener.com.
Hello, everybody. It's me, RJ. You can catch me at RJustice282 on Twitter, Twitch, and all other social medias doing my thing. I've got some things in the work, and I can't really talk about them right now, but it's big, it's fun, surprise. DanaeKeener.com.
Hello, everybody. I'm LBHackEmUp. You can find me at LBHackEmUp on the Twitters and the Instagrams. On Twitch, I am Hack Recklessly, as well as the YouTube and Spotify, where I have a playlist up if you want to watch any of my Monster of the Week content. Our one-shots are fully sound and sound affected, and they're super fun. If you want to watch any of those, please do. Next time I'm going to be live is on Wednesday on Nerd Immersion's channel, where we're finally getting back to Lost Mines of Phandelver, where we might actually finish the Lost Mine of Phandelver, which is Wave Echo Cave. I'm very excited about that. We've got some conversations to have. DnDkeener.com.
And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, wait, no, that's Cyber. It's Cyber's turn. It's not my turn.
Simon, who the fuck am I?
I don't know anymore.
I'm here on Sundays and Mondays. I also stream sometimes from my channel, twitch.tv/cyber1. That's it.
And if you've made it this far, especially now, you might know who I am. And if not, hey, of course, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. We do shows like this on Monday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as well as on Sundays at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/Indoor Adventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards anywhere audio casts are being made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, we are going to be going to our Patreon supported after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you have any questions that you'd like to ask myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to again join us at patreon.com/Indoor Adventures. But that is it for our show. So I'd like to say once again, thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by. Thank you to these wonderful players for putting up with our bullshit once again this week. And of course, thank you to Danae for running such an incredible game. And with that, we will see you all next time. All right, everybody. See you soon.